All right, what's going on, everybody? All is well. So today I want to talk about one way to become a tax-free millionaire, and that is through the Roth IRA. Basically, uh, pull this up. All right. So a Roth IRA simply is an individual retirement account. Now, it is the opposite to your traditional 401k. With your traditional 401k, you get a tax cut up front, but when it comes time for you to withdraw from your 401k, you'll have to pay taxes. With the Roth IRA, the money that you put into it is already taxed. So when you reach of age to withdraw from it, which is uh, 59 and a half years old, all that money that's been compounding and growing over time, you can withdraw all of it completely tax free. So in my opinion, taking paying taxes up front and then down the road, all that money that's compounding over time, all that growth, you don't have to pay any taxes on it. Especially, I do believe in the future taxes will be higher. Now, amazing retirement account. Now, some of the drawbacks to it is a contribution limit. You can only contribute up to $7,000. They should increase it, I believe, to 8,000 next year, 2026. But as of this year, the max contribution limit is 7,000. Now, if you're 50 years old or more, you contribute up to 8,000, which is additional $1,000 catch up contribution. And another um, downside to it is if you make over 150K, you're not eligible to contribute towards a Roth IRA. And also, if you're a married couple and you jointly make over 336 thousand, you can contribute towards it. Now, a way to get around it is to um, open up a traditional IRA, and then you contribute to the traditional IRA, and then you can convert the IRA to a Roth IRA, which basically they call a backdoor Roth IRA. So that's a way to get around it if you make over 150K as a single individual, or if you're married and you um, jointly made 236,000. So that's oh another thing. It's right here. Yeah, you don't have to withdraw from it, even when you reach of age to make the withdrawal. You could just leave it and continue to let it compound and grow, and then you can pass it on to somebody else. Um, Now with the traditional IRA, I believe when you hit a certain age, you're forced to make withdrawals from it. So that's another benefit of having Roth IRA. Now let's go to the 6 steps on becoming a tax-free millionaire. One, you need to open up a Roth IRA account. This could be done through any brokerage like Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab. It, and opening up a retirement account is very similar to opening up a bank account. You just need to put in um, your classic information, and once you get all of that sorted out, it'll take about 15 minutes to open. Once you open up your Roth IRA, now the second part is you need to contribute towards it. Like I said, the max is $7,000 each year. Now, I know not everybody has $7,000 to automatically um, throw into it, but you could just contribute each and every month. You could set aside um, $200, $100, and just be consistent and just each and every month you just add to it, add to it, add to it. All right, but keep in mind you cannot go over $7,000 for the year. And also for 2025, the deadline to contribute towards this year's limit, it expires till 2026 tax day deadline. So let's say you start today, you don't have to contribute that 7,000 by the end of the year. It rolls over till the tax deadline in 2026. All right. So third step is to invest the money. A lot of people make this mistake because they'll just contribute the money into their Roth IRA, and then they'll just leave it there. No, after you excuse me, after you set aside the money, you put into your Roth IRA account. You then have to go into it and actually take that money and invest it into the stock market, or else it's just gonna be sitting there. You know, a lot of people make this crucial mistake, just having the money sitting there. You know, they might set up like a auto deposit each and every month from their bank account to their brokerage account, or in this case, their Roth IRA account, and they just let the money compound, and it's just sitting inside the account. You didn't have to go in, take that money, and actually invest it into the stock market. Now, there is the option where you could auto invest into a particular individual stock or ETF. In my opinion, with a Roth IRA, it's a retirement account. You know, you need to have it compound and grow over time, especially if you're a person that's busy, that's working, and you don't have time to do your research on your individual companies. Best bet is to invest that money into an ETF, which is basically an exchange traded fund. Is a basket of stocks, and generally the one of the best ones is the one that track the S&P 500, like VOO, SPLG. You know, they basically gonna track the S&P 500, which annually it'll generally give you a return of 8 to 12% each and every year. So that's one of the best one of the best ETFs to get started with. And also there's value ETFs like a SCHD, which basically has a lot of solid value companies in there that doesn't go down as much when there's volatility in the market, and also they pay out a pretty good dividends. Now those value ETF, they're not gonna run up like crazy, but in terms of sustainability and durability, those are some of the best ones to go to. And like I said, they do pay out a solid dividends on top of that. But I'm gonna get to those and more in a minute. So next up, harness compounding. Like I said, you got to be patient and let it generate and compound over time. And that's how your money is going to compound and grow, and you're going to beat the rate of inflation year over year. That's why I said you can when you deposit the money into your Roth IRA, you need to go in and put that money into the stock market so it could be start working on your behalf. All right. Fifth step is stay the course. I know there's going to be a lot of events that's going to come out that's going to say, oh, the stock market is going down. Everybody's going to start panic selling. That's when there's no need to be panic selling. Stay the course. Don't worry about all everybody screaming and complaining. We just had it with the when the terrorists were first announced, the stock market tanked. Everybody was pulling out of the 401k, which is one of the dumbest things you could do. And look at it now; it already recovered from when it dropped back in April. So it already made a full on recovery. And that's another thing. Stay the course. The market is going to go down. It's natural. Just stay the course because the market is is always will be trend always being a trend upward trend. It's always going to go up, but they do have times where it's going to pull back. Pullback is normal. It's not going to run. No, but it's not going to run up forever. It's not going to keep going up and up and up and up. There will be times where there's going to be turmoil in the market, volatility. Market's going to pull back, but ultimately, they're going to recover and they're going to trend upwards and create new all-time highs. And just like I said, just stay the course and you'll be fine. All right. The sixth and final step is withdraw tax free. Like I already mentioned, if after the age of 56 and a half, you could withdraw. Wait, after the age of 56 and a half, and once your account is 5 years old, you could withdraw all that money tax free. All right. So next, let me go to the portfolio visualizer, and this is where you could play around with some numbers. So in this scenario, since it's a Roth IRA, we're talking about initial investment gonna be 7,000. Uh, Contributing amount is gonna be 7,000. We're gonna do annually, no rebalancing, and this set of scenario is gonna be a 10-year period. So you initially invest your 7,000, and then each and every year for the next 10 years you invest. You max out every year for the next 10 years. All right, that's it. And next we go to the portfolios. So this one, all right, let's see. All right, let's start off the first portfolio with like a three fund portfolio. Mm, all right, this one. Let's go with VO. It is a Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. Like that. And next we're gonna go with a value ETF SCHD, the Charles Schwab Dividend Equity ETF. And last but not least, let's go with a growth ETF. Um, One of the most common ones is QQQ, the three Qs. All right, so let's say we do. All right, so let's say this portfolio one, three fund portfolio. You got the one ETF that tracks the S&P 500. The second one is your value ETF, and the third one is your growth ETF. So let's do. All right, let's go 25 into VOO. 25% of your contribution is going into VOO, and then another 25% is going to SCHD, and finally 50% is going into QQQ. All right. So that's one portfolio there. All right. My second portfolio. Uh, let's. All right. I'm gonna try and mix this one up. All right. Second portfolio. I'm gonna do just individual companies, but I'm gonna do hmm, three. Probably do five. All right. Um. MSST, so Microsoft. All right. And need like a let's do waste management. Uh, no, there it is. Waste management. All right. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? Next up, Microsoft. Let's do in the video semiconductor. Let's do like an energy player. Let's Exxon Mobil. Yeah. Now, obviously, this second portfolio is going to require a bit of research because it pretty much is just individual companies. All right, we got one, two, three, four. We need one more. Huh. Um, let's do. Let's do a company that's on the rise. That's all right. All right, let's do this. Talent. Now, let's do Rivian. Rivian has a as long as they still continue to build and grow over time, they have a lot of massive runway. All right, so now how are you gonna split this up? Should I do 50? No. Let's do 25. 25%. Do another 25. All right, let's do. hmm, Let's do not 25%. And split up the last one. To 15 to 10%. All right. All right. Oh, sugar. I'll put it. I'll move it over here. 25, 15, and 10. Boom. All right. So this is two portfolios. All right. Bet. So keep in mind, this is a 10-year um, outlook on two different portfolios. One, the three fund portfolio, and the second one is is a portfolio of five individual companies. All right. All right. Let's hit analyze portfolio, and here's the result for the first portfolio. All right. So we got annualized return of 64%. This is the three fund portfolio. right, so let's see what it says. So 7,000. Wait, what? I wanted 5 years old. Hold on. Yeah. All right, that's so cool. Hmm. Interesting. I wanted a like a 5 years out, but it gave me 3 years out. But anyway, let's this time. Oh, because of Rivian. Okay, all right. Let me edit that. Hold on. Rivian hasn't been out that long, so I'm gonna change Rivian. Um, what am I? I'll swap out Rivian for. Hmm. Let's do a Palantir. All right. Let's see. Palantir also has been out there. Ah, hey. All right. Let's go with one who's been out. Hmm. All right, let's go with. Oh no, yeah, why not? Let's go PNG. There we go. Procter and Gamble. All right. All right. Now it should time period was available data. I don't know why it did not allow me to like give me a 10-year look at it. All right. Anyway, let's just go with it. Let's see. Now this is a three-fund portfolio. Now, according to this, let's say $7,000 invested in January 2023 will be worth $29,577 as of June 30th, 2025. All right. Consecutive return of 75% over the same period. All right. The benchmark would be worth around the same 29,179%. Now, keep in mind this is a three-fund portfolio. Generally, it's going to track the S&P 500. Yeah, so return's going to be about around the same. All right. So
To listen to Apple Music, you'll need to accept the latest privacy agreement.
all right. So yeah, within what was that 2 years, taking 7K. turn it to round up to 30K. That's not too bad. But that just give you, like a perspective on how being consistent and watching your money compound and grow over time, and just staying the course. No, in the long run, you're gonna be just fine. All right, per year with 20 out of 30, or 66 positive. Okay, okay. All right, this is a risk drawdown of the portfolio was 8% from August 2023 to October 2023, which a recovery time of 1 month. So yeah, it's gonna be similar returns to the S&P 500 with portfolio number one, which is a three fund portfolio. So moving on to portfolio number two, this is some of the best individual companies in the stock market. No no ETFs involved, and this is five of them, five individual companies just make up the portfolio, and also they're from different sectors. Well, mainly Microsoft, Nvidia. They're from the tech sector. Everybody else is from a different sector. But let's see, annualized return 122%. All right, let's see what it says. All right, so 7,000 invested in the portfolio number two. Uh, in January 1st, 2023, would be worth 51,641 as of June 30th, 2025. All right, that's a consecutive return of 288%. Over the same period, the benchmark would have been worth 29,175 with a return of 67%. Now, obviously, I say that to say, um, when you invest in quality individual companies, the returns are going to be more, but also there's a lot more risk involved, because when there's volatility in the market, these individual companies, they're going to go down a lot more than, let's say, an ETF. So the fund portfolio is a lot more safer route to take. It will give you a great return, but not as much as an individual portfolio with quality individual companies. But you're exposed to a lot more risk. There's a lot more risk involved, but they do tend to grow your money a lot more faster. But there's no right or wrong way to go with these two options. It just depends on your risk tolerance. But either option is great, because you're going to benefit. Both portfolios is going to benefit in the long run. You know, it just depends on your risk tolerance. All right. So let's see return. Uh, yeah, so it generated a return 122%. Okay, and the risk drawdown was 12% from January 2025 to March 31st, 2025. So it took 2 months to recover. All right. Yeah, there's um, no right or wrong reason. As you can see, this is the growth of the two portfolios. The first one is the three fund portfolio, and the second one is the individual portfolio. Mainly consists of tech stocks. One thing about the tech sector, tech stocks, they do run up fast, but they do crash. They, they do come down hard when there's volatility in the market. So, like I said, it comes down to your risk tolerance. because a lot of people freak out when their portfolio takes a dive. You know, that's why a fund portfolio is a lot more safer route to take because that's not going to go down as fast compared to like an individual portfolio. But neither neither one either one of them is perfectly fine. And there's annual returns. Yeah. But yeah, but yeah, that's all I got for you guys. And I like this portfolio visualizer. You can go in and just play around with the different numbers and time frames. So yeah. With that being said, okay, yeah, yeah. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope this was informative. And until next time, you guys be safe and stay cool. All right, peace.